Hello, this is Debbie Emerson, and welcome to the Sacred Activations for April 2025. So, our theme this month is patience, and I wanted to hold up the card for just a moment or two so you can see the light language. And the way this light language works is that there's healing codes within the language. So, if you want to just take a moment to allow those healing codes to flow into your heart space. And as you're doing so, just take a couple of nice deep breaths, just inviting that healing around patience to come into your space. All righty. So go ahead and get yourself situated in a nice, comfortable position in a quiet space for the next 15 or 20 minutes or so. And the theme this month is patience. And I kind of laugh because this has been like a lifelong ongoing lesson for me. As the years have gone by, I've gotten better and better with patience. But I remember for much of my life, it's like I just wanted everything, yesterday or even last year. So the affirmation with this card is patience is an open, peaceful, and creative state. So the first activation that I chose for today is being present and listening. So this activation is about being emotionally present and open to really hear others, to hear their truth, and to listen with the soul. This activation helps you to stay in the moment, to fully participate in your world, your life, and the people you interact with. You will find that you have great peace and patience and interact in an entirely different way. You will really look within the person you're speaking to or to the activity you're engaging in, and you will see the beauty of each moment. So here we go with being present and listening. And as this is beginning, as you are noticing, I'm already releasing energy here. So just go within. I find it easier with my eyes closed. If you like to leave your eyes open, that's perfectly up to you. First thing I'm noticing is a lot of unconscious energy coming off. I think we oftentimes bump into that unconscious energy, and that sort of throws us out of present time and distracts us from really being present and being able to listen to what's going on in the now. I'm seeing a real pretty pink. It's like a cotton candy pink coming in and really working through that heart space. And then a real pretty sapphire blue. Even though this activation doesn't necessarily have to do with balancing masculine and feminine energy, I'm just getting the sense that this is part of what's going on, just like this balancing act, balancing process. And just continue to breathe and say hello to your body. Thank your body for allowing you to sit still here for a few minutes and experiencing these activations. And whatever you're feeling, whatever you're noticing, just notice it and don't resist it. Don't try to stop it. It's coming up to be released. I'm kind of feeling just a lot of kind of yucky stuff just coming to the surface for whatever reason right now. So just breathe into it. And I'm sure that I'm noticing for myself and anyone who will listen to this recording at any point in time. So, yes, let that energy go however it goes for you. I yawn a lot and laugh a lot. And give yourself a couple of nice deep breaths. For whatever reason, this activation felt like it really dug up a lot of heavy energy this morning as I'm recording. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next activation. And this activation is stop creating conflict. You find yourself constantly disagreeing with people and arguing. My mother would have said yes. I always was arguing as a child. It's probably time to stop the conflict within yourself. So we can't notice anything outside of ourselves that we don't have within ourselves. So here we go. We stop creating conflict. Because everything is within is a reflection of without, and without is a reflection of within. It's a two-way street. So if we're not happy with the conflict we see in the outer world, the way we can help to mitigate that is to begin to clear the conflict within ourselves. Whatever's coming up for you, just noticing like some of those judgments that come up that cause us to do battle against ourselves. And I'm just feeling kind of nauseous feeling. So whatever you're noticing, just breathe and just let it move through. Where do you create conflict for yourself, for others? Do you create conflict just because you're bored? You create conflict because you just want to feel things intensely? Whatever that is for you, just let it go. Just noticing energy being shifted around the physical eye area, also related to the third eye, the clairvoyant sight, clear sight. Just being able to see things clearly for yourself in terms of when you might create conflict in your life, why you might create conflict in your life. Okay, give yourself a couple of nice deep breaths. Just wanted to make sure I was actually recording. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next activation for today, which is respect, trust, and loyalty. This activation is about the respect, trust, and loyalty you give yourself and others, as well as what is given to you. If you don't feel that you are getting the respect, trust, and loyalty you feel you deserve, this will clear the resentment or negative energy surrounding this, bringing you into balance. And I might add, allowing you to receive more of those things that you desire. Okay, here we go with respect, trust, and loyalty. I'm seeing like this vision of almost like soldiers, and it's more like you would think of the British soldiers, where they were very, um, they fought in specific formations, and they were very kind of regimented in how they did things. So, for whatever reason, it just seems like this is bringing up energies around that kind of regimentation, or that how things should be, how things should be given, how things should be received, what has to happen for you to receive these aspects of respect, trust, and loyalty. So, whatever that means to you, or whatever you are noticing, just notice it and let this activation clear out and help to bring you into balance around these receiving respect, trust, and loyalty for yourself, and giving it to others. I'm seeing unconscious energy release, seeing some anger release. Frustration. And as it's finishing up, I'm just seeing a real pretty pink unconditional love coming in to kind of soothe and heal any sore spots. That's a word that's coming to me. Okay, the next activation is creative power. Excuse me. So, creative power awakens you to your creative nature and your limitless inner power. It opens the pathway of the dream weaver. This activation will guide you to tune into your natural cycles and rhythms, open to divine will, and to discover how these cycles influence your way of being. By tuning into your creative cycles, you learn how to harness your natural momentum and flow with it, creating clear and empowered direction with all action in your life within you. And that source will always guide you in the right direction. It holds a vision of your highest potential and the path you are here to walk. So here we go with creative power. I'm seeing a real pretty orange, like a pumpkin orange, coming in as this activation is beginning. The second chakra, the sacral chakra, is related to our creativity. And that chakra typically is orange. So I see this energy working in that second chakra, also working in the solar plexus chakra, related to our personal power, how we run our energy, how we use that creative energy. This feels like this activation is really, along with the previous activations, everything feels a little bit smoother, lighter. Doesn't feel as heavy and congested as it did for the first couple of activations. And as it's finishing up here, I'm seeing a pretty pink and like a sunshine yellow coming in. And apparently I'm releasing all kinds of energy from my fifth chakra because I keep having to clear my throat. I am sorry. So the next activation is Creative Gene Extraordinaire. This activation supercharges your manifesting ability by disconnecting you from the third dimensional grid system of fear and suffering and plugging you into the fifth dimensional system of unconditional love and abundance. When your creative power is connected to the Christ consciousness, you can manifest your desires with much greater potency and speed. You can also delete negative aspects of your life much more quickly. This activation will give you the knowledge that you are safe, that you are the creator of your life, and that you have the power to manifest money and other forms of abundance. So here we go with Creative Gene Extraordinaire. I think we can all use some of this. So the question that I'm hearing is what comes up for you personally when you set out to manifest, create things in your life? Ask yourself that question, and as you do, just let the energy bubble to the surface and just let this activation assist you in clearing that energy. I'm seeing and feeling the energies working through the head area, neck area. It's releasing any resistance and tension. Anything that your ego self tries to tell you when you have a desire that you want to create, manifest, and bring into the physical world. So find that amusement, that emergency amusement. And I'm seeing a real pretty kind of a cross between emerald green and spring green, a medium green coming in as this activation is finishing up. So the next activation is called If It's Not One Thing, It's Another. This activation is about releasing you from feeling like it's one thing or another. Some people get through one challenge only to find another behind it. It might begin to feel as though it's a never-ending loop of challenges or drama. So this activation is going to help us to kind of break out of that loop of continuing to create the same thing over and over. So here we go with if it's not one thing, it's another. some of what I'm being shown is kind of similar to creating conflict, the one we did previously. Sometimes creating this drama of problems or the things you have to solve or is an unconscious pattern of just kind of wanting to feel that intensity. Sort of like the kid in class who keeps disrupting class because he wants attention, but he's not getting positive attention, he or she. They're getting that negative attention. So when you always have some kind of problem or whatever, it does get other people's attention. And in some ways it draws energy from those people. So this is clearing any programs or belief around feeling like you have to feeling like you need to draw energy and attention. Well, the energy comes with the attention from other people. And helping you to clear anything that's keeping you from really connecting to that source of all that is, that true source, creator of all that is, source of all that is, supreme being. And as I said that, I'm just getting this whole rush of energy. So give yourself a couple of nice deep breaths. And just notice, just say hello to your body. Notice your body. And we're going to finish up with fear of seeing the truth. Sometimes on an unconscious level, people realize that if they allow new information or concepts to come into their reality, it's going to change everything. Like, it always reminds me of that old game, pickup, I think it was pickup sticks, where you'd have to, I think all the sticks were kind of thrown and they were all jumbled and you had to kind of pick certain colors or something. It was a long time ago. And when it collapsed, sometimes you could just pull one stick out and the whole thing that would collapse. And then I think you lost the game or whatever. But that's, it always reminds me of sometimes people are afraid that if they take in like even one bit of new information, it's going to turn their world upside down. So a lot of us are, to one degree or another, afraid of seeing the truth. So we live our lives in at least partially in denial. So anyway, this activation connects you to your higher truth and helps remove any fear associated with seeing your higher truth. So here we go with fear of seeing the higher truth, ready or not. So I'm seeing kind of a funny picture and hearing a question along with it, as if a person like, having blinders on or having their hands over their eyes and going, if I could just take these blinders off, if I could just see, or people who say, I just wish I could see psychically. I wish I could see clairvoyantly. And sometimes it's this fear of seeing the truth that we bump into. And no matter where you are in your journey, whether you are interested in seeing clairvoyantly or using your psychic abilities, which I imagine if you're listening to this recording, you are probably interested in some way. But it's sometimes it's like we shoot ourselves in the foot, so to speak, or we put up barriers in front of us. It's like, oh, I'd like to do this. I want this. But then it's like, no, that energy comes up to kind of um, keep us safe. That's why we do the things we do. It's unconscious programs and devices that we create along the line to keep us safe, or what we feel is safe in the moment. And it probably was. But as we go through life and we learn and we grow and we become more aware and we become more mature, we can handle things better. A lot of these things we put in place when we're young children, and we don't have the ability or the power to go out into the world to take care of ourselves, to feed ourselves, to clothe and house ourselves. So we're at the mercy of others, even if you had the best childhood ever. Anyway, so just let this activation continue. And I'm being shown, like, scales of a fish falling off, like this, or I think there's a saying, something like, the scales of your eye. Or my teacher used to oftentimes say, take the log out of your own eye before you try to take the splinter out of somebody else's. In other words, remove what's blocking your vision or your ability to be aware before you try to help somebody else. I think it's a saying from the Bible. And the other picture, I got sidetracked. Okay. So I'm seeing a real pretty lemon yellow coming in, along with some pretty pink, some unconditional love. Balancing the heart and the mind. So go ahead and just begin to be more aware of your body. Be more aware of the surface that's supporting you, your feet on the ground. Say hello to your body. Give yourself several nice deep breaths. Say hello to that connection from your root chakra to the center of the earth. You might want to say hello to the center of your head. And give yourself a nice big gold sun. Filling yourself up with your own energy. You've released a lot of energy in this activation, in this session of activations. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So there you go. Those are the activations for April 2025. And the theme was patience. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of the month of April. And I hope you have the opportunity to practice having more patience. Take care, and I'll see you next month. Bye for now.